a reporter from Verona News. Today I have an eyewitness that is going to tell us all about Romeo and Juliet, because Shakespeare had no idea of what happened. So tell us what you know.
Well, the first thing you have to know is that I'm a very good friend of Juliet's. We're best friends and we don't hide anything from each other. Right before the wedding, in which Juliet was going to marry Paris, she told me all about the potion and about her plan with Romeo to escape. So after she was placed in her tomb, Lord Capulet asked me to put some flowers there. When I got there, I saw Romeo about to poison himself, but I stopped him and told him about the potion. So we woke up Juliet and they set off to another country where they would live happily ever after. That's what really happened.
Thank you for telling us about Romeo and Juliet. Thank you for watching Verona News. Bye!
Hello, I'm a thief who snuck in to the Capulet's ball. Now, when I walked into the ball, the first thing I noticed was Juliet. She was beautiful and wearing a lovely mask. I watched her as she walked around and conversed with and had a conversation with other people. I also noticed her father and her mother. I went up to her mother. The first thing I noticed when I approached her mother was the huge tiara on her head. I started thinking of ways I could steal it. Then, miraculously, her tiara dropped onto the floor, and she didn't even notice because she was busy talking to one of the guests. I hastily picked it up and hid it in my cloak. Then, in walks Romeo. I could tell who he was even though he was wearing a mask. We lived near each other, so I recognized him right away. Then, I saw Juliet staring at him. I was the only one who saw this. But I didn't see any more because at that moment, the worst happened. Lady Capulet noticed her crown missing and figured out that it was me who had stolen it. She cried out, "Thief!" And that was when I got out of that party. I was so shocked when I heard what had happened to Romeo and Juliet. I couldn't believe that they were both dead, and all because of a costume party.
Well, I'm Juliet, and this is Romeo. Well, that's Romeo. That is Romeo. So, well, after we died, we went to heaven, of course, because we were kind souls. And after we went there, we thought, well, why exactly did our families get into a feud. So we couldn't do research, so we never knew. But once we figured out that so what we think is that what we should have known is have secretly get married still. But then we should have avoided all the death by not um by not fighting too much and by just doing what's right, really. We should have told our families separately that they should stop the feud and explain why. And then once they decide to stop, then we could tell them that we got married. But if we had convinced them to stop earlier on, we would probably be alive. Isn't that right, Romeo? Yes, Juliet, it is. Really? Okay. Well, then maybe next time you'll convince your family to stop having a feud if you're in love with someone on the opposite family and you secretly get married and your families hate each other and your best friends get killed because you got secretly married. Wow, we were really not very considerate of our best friends. Were we, Romeo? Were we, Romeo? No, we weren't. Well, maybe next time we'll do the right thing and be smart. Remember, what you learned here today is right. And you need to keep that in mind.
Hello, I'm Juliet, and I'm worried because my father doesn't like that I'm getting married to Romeo, but he's my true love. He's the one for me, so I must. I must find a way to get out of my father's plans, but also marry Romeo. I think I'll visit Friar Lawrence. Maybe he'll have some ideas. Hello, I'm a nun at Friar Lawrence's cell. And one day I was minding my own business, and then two young kids came in. They're about maybe 18, I would say, and they wanted to get married, but I overheard them talking, and they were saying something about their father doesn't want them to get married. I don't think that's any good, and so I think they're marrying in private. I don't know what's going to happen.
Hello? Excuse me? This is quite vexing. What is this? Well, anyway, whatever this is, my daughter told me that this would be apparently recording the sound of my voice. But, okay. So, earlier in the Capulets ball, it was quite magnificent. But I heard some dangerous tidbits of gossip. I heard that this Juliet, I think her was name, the daughter of old Capulet, has met a Montague at the ball. And not only a Montague, but this son of the head Montague. This is very interesting. Well, next video will be, I think this is called a video? Yes, I think the next video would be my daughter. No, this is very strange, okay? Hello. Pardon if you heard my mother, I think she kind of did not understand this system. However, I will give you the details now. So, I went to the Capulets ball. And it was magnificent up to one point. Juliet is extremely beautiful, as you all know. And she was dancing with 100 different men. But one of those men had to be a disguised Montague. And as my mother before explained, this Montag was not any Montag. This man was the son of the head Montag. Once Tybalt discovered the situation, he was outraged. Mr. Tybalt is extremely impatient. He tried to make a scene of it, but his father said, "No, let us continue the party." That was very good of him, I am sure. Well, we shall wait and see what will come of this, but I'm afraid it will be no good.